What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? We are back here on the range with something you guys have been asking for inexplicably for a few months now, at least. I guess because I'm known as like the AK-50 guy, the guy making the AK in the biggest caliber, you guys have been asking for an AK in the smallest caliber, a 22 caliber, 22 LR AK. Well, there's been a lot of variants of that done in the past. Most of them aren't even really AKs. They're just 22s that are kind of mocked up to look like AKs. But I found a conversion kit to 22 LR for AKs that is drop in. And so we've got today our one of our AKG underfolders that's about to be off the Cerakote and engraving and everything like that. But what we've done with this gun is we've dropped in our conversion kit that I bought online for like 199 bucks. I won't talk about the company, and we'll get to that in a minute. This is basically a conversion kit that drops in your gun and allows it to be converted to 22 caliber. I don't have the magazine with me right now, but they do have a custom polymer magazine that's meant for feeding 22 LR. Fits in a normal AKM magwell, but it's meant for feeding 22 in its conversion kit. Cool concept, right? I thought so, and that's why they got my 200 bucks. So we've been doing some testing with this one, and I can honestly say, wow. So we probably put about 80 rounds through this thing so far. Of those 80, probably 20 to 30 didn't feed at all. We got another good like 20 or 30 that were actually working, like, you know, we get 2 or 3 rounds at a time, whatever. We figured out there was a burr in the chamber from just, it's a crazy combo of just a lot of weird shit that was wrong with it. Plenty of runaways, because this thing apparently likes to have just the right kind of trigger failure to just go free willy, and we'll get to that in a minute. We've tried this in multiple guns so far, and we'll just show you. The video you just saw was us doing a little bit of testing, and that was the gun running away, which means unintentionally going full auto when it's not supposed to. That's not all it was doing that it wasn't supposed to. If you actually look a little bit closer, those little pieces that are flying out of the side after what looks like an out of battery of some sort, that's the extractor. Now I just want to show, this is some of the craziest machining I've ever seen on a retail-ready product. That is the channel for the extractor and the extractor spring down there. And it is poking through the surface of the side of the bolt to where that if you were pushing the extractor down, you can see the spring move. That's how far it's cresting the surface. So we just had to make a new extractor real quick, and now let's see what we can get out of it now.
2 very boring minutes later.
Sometimes it just needs a little bit of encouragement. These magazines are excellent. There you go. It's kind of like what we were talking about with Miles with the sniper button. You just have to pump it a bunch of times and then it'll actually work. You know, this says it's a 25 round magazine, but I'm beginning to think it's more of a 15 that they just shoved 25 extra spots for. But it's fine, it looks like an AK curve. This is just a failure to load every time. And you can see clearly this thing's not even trying to feed at the right angle. It's supposed to be up like this, kind of like that, so it's actually trying to get into the chamber. Not doing it. Sounds good, doesn't work. This is the slowest video we've ever done. Oh, there you go. That one only took 1. Holy fuck! Oh, that's not how that's supposed to work. Well, let's take this apart real quick. So as it turns out, the reason why it's doing this, because I'll show you full on. This is not a 3rd pin gun. This is a fully semi-automatic, Jesus. This is a semi-automatic firearm. There's no modifications that we made to make this thing a machine gun before putting this conversion kit in. And what's basically happening is that the gun, when it is cycling, it has enough juice to open the action, hit the extractor, toss the round out, start resetting the hammer, but not fully resetting it to where it hits the disconnector. So when it goes back forward and picks up the next round, that hammer is doing what's called a hammer follow, which on an AK will not set off a round. At least it's not supposed to. Because on a traditional AK, you have bolt lockup because it's a gas-operated gun. The bolt actually turns and rotates and locks into position before the hammer can actually contact the firing pin. That's not the case on this direct blowback 22. So that hammer is just following that bolt home and it's just sending it at a very fast rate of speed. So let's see if we can replicate that real quick. For science, of course. Yes, I think it is fair to say that that is the problem. Now, you see here we got this jam, nice little jam here, because these magazines are apparently notoriously bad. So, also 22 tends to have feeding issues anyway, so. Oh yeah, that round's nice and crimped. Let's send it anyway, whatever. Best case scenario, it blows up. Alright, there we go, now we're out of ammo. Neat feature about it, it's got a nice little bolt hold open, so you know when you're done having a runaway and spewing your whole mag in the berm. Ammo's super expensive these days, and if it's not expensive, then it's hard to find. So we appreciate our sponsors like Big Daddy Unlimited. Great place to find good deals on ammo, guns, and accessories, if any of them are ever in stock, and also getting really good deals on them. So they're a huge supporter of ours. If you want to check them out, go ahead and use the link I have in the description and in the pinned comment. They're a huge sponsor of channels like mine, so we definitely appreciate their support. If you want to show them love, like I said, links are down there. I took the 22 conversion out of that gun and I put it in my Arsenal 107 FR. The reason I did that is for two reasons. One, it's got a suppressor on it. I want to see how spooky quiet this thing is. Second reason is there's a different trigger group in it, whereas the other one had a fairly standard, I think it was like a either one of our Texas triggers or like a Tapco G2 with profile. This one has a Fime Group enhanced 922R trigger in it. The profile of the hammer is a little different, and I want to see if we can avoid the hammer follows with this, because I think with this particular 22 conversion kit, we might have better luck with that disconnector and not making it burr. The other cool thing is we've got one of these dust covers that's, I guess, a trainer cover, because it's got that cutaway there, so you can actually see the action working in beautiful slow motion while we do this.
Was that a failure to feed or the last round?
Both. It was a failure to feed the last round. Poor guy needs help. There we go. So now to show you the whopping stopping power of 22 long rifle out of an AK, eliminating a natural line white claw. Tally ho! Oh, I had another round in there. Didn't feed, so it's pretty irrelevant. Let that thing go. Whoop him again, Josie! And now we have our last round bolt hole open. It's probably the last time I'm ever gonna shoot this thing. So yeah, actually kind of impressive on the amount of destruction here. It probably didn't carry that much power past it. It was just barely enough to pop this White Claw can, but I don't know. At least that's one less natural lime in the world. So after having installed this in like 4 or 5 different guns and having to make a new extractor for it because the other one blew up, I think we've got this thing pretty well dialed in to where it both won't explode and won't run away on us anymore. Kind of why I'm trying to avoid mentioning the name of the company, just because I really don't like hit pieces, but this is unbelievably bad. Just a reminder, this is a retail ready product that they are selling for profit. Couldn't get it to feed reliably, but that's, you know, 22 LR sometimes just has feed issues anyway. But that magazine was particularly bad. TLDR, nothing out of the box worked right on this. It has some interesting machining flaws that I would have never expected to see on a final production gun, but it was 199 bucks, so I mean, it's got that going for it. I've been to Vegas. I've spent 200 bucks a lot worse. I've also been to Vegas and I've spent $200 a lot better. Yeah, especially with SHOT Show 2021 being canceled. I miss you, Tatiana. Actually, the AVNs haven't been canceled yet, so might still have a chance. Anyway, I haven't decided if I'm going to destroy this yet or not. But it was kind of a fun video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you want to see more different, I wouldn't consider this a review necessarily, but if you want to see more stuff like this, just let me know down in the comments. Again, we appreciate you guys, and as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks.
Fuel is my obsession to make the perfect weapon, like Rasputin's rise to the top. But I can't stop.